you're well. If you're new to my channel, my name is Katie. Today I am doing the Recreating Teenage Me tag. This was created by Helen, one of my absolute favourite YouTubers. I'll leave her video in the down bar. But I thought it'd be really fun to recreate the makeup I used to wear when I was a teenager, but with the added makeup knowledge I have acquired over the years. I was a definite scene kid when I was growing up, when I was a teenager. I would say I was a little bit MySpace famous. Who remembers MySpace? Put your hands up. I was definitely in the kind of like emo grunge crowd. Absolutely loved it, and my makeup was quite atrocious, as you can see. So without further ado, let's get started. So my skin was great when I was a teenager. I didn't really used to wear foundation much. I just used like a stick concealer just on any little redness, but apart from that my skin was great. I am going to use foundation today because the eye makeup is so heavy in this look. I thought it would be good to balance it out and just perfect everything else. I'm going to be using one of my current favourite foundations at the moment. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation, and I'm just going to apply that with a brush all over my face. I can't remember how I used to apply foundation. I think it was probably with my fingers, because brushes have only been like a recent thing in the last 10 years or so. That makes me feel so old. So even though I wasn't that great at makeup when I was younger, the one thing I always did was applied primer before my eyeshadow. But when I was like 16, I discovered Urban Decay's primer potion, and I've literally used it ever since then. It's just the best invention if you wear a lot of eyeshadow and you don't want it creasing. Right, so my makeup used to be all about the eyes. I used to wear black eyeshadow in a ring around my entire eye. It was terrible. I'm just going to add a nice brown neutral shade in the crease of my eye, just as a transition shade to blend out the black with. This is just a little palette from Sephora. I will leave links to everything in the down bar. Something I wish I knew back in the day. For my black eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this one. It's the L'Oreal Paris Matte 100. Oh no. And I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to go for a brush. I hope this is pigmented. Oh yeah. Oh, there is no way to make black eyeshadow look good. Oh no. Do this. It was obviously... Where's my foundation brush? Basically got a black ring around my eye now. You know what I wonder a lot? I wonder what my parents thought of me when I used to go out the house looking this atrocious. I think they were kind of proud. Like, they brought me up listening to like rock music. Like, I was brought up listening to the Smiths and Nick Cave and the Stranglers, so it's no surprise I turned out quite emo. I'm going to leave that there whilst I quickly apply my eyeliner. My love of eyeliner is still going strong all these years later. My favourite is the Sleek Twist Up Eye Pencil in Midnight. Now I'm going to blend that underneath my eyeballs. How is it so messy already? Look. Right, I'm just going to work on blending this eyeshadow out a bit now. I remember also being obsessed with this palette. A little bit later I discovered the Sleek Storm palette. So I'm just going to take the nice shimmery like champagne shade and apply that on the inner corner, just for a little bit of definition, opening eyes back up a tiny bit. I didn't used to wear liquid eyeliner back in the day, but I am going to apply a little bit now just to define my top lash line. My makeup, thinking about it, was very minimal. It was just black eyeliner, a little bit of concealer. It must not have taken me very long. For mascara, I'm going to use my current favourite, which is the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. It's absolutely great. Brows just weren't in when we were kids. I was very lucky in that I never ever overplucked my brows when I was younger, like a lot of my friends did. So I have maintained the natural bush of the 80s, now luckily back in fashion. So I am going to fill these in now because I feel like they'll complete the look a little better. Using my favourite brow product, it's the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. Isn't it also funny how fashion comes back around? Like big brows and chokers. Everyone wore chokers back in those days. I am going to conceal now and contour. Again, something we never ever did, but it definitely is needed. Oh, I love this concealer so much. It's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I must have been through about 5 of these now. I used to use one from Natural Collection. I think it was like in the shape of a lipstick. It was one of those like lipstick bullet concealers, and then I quickly discovered the Collection 2000, as it was called back then, Lasting Perfection Concealer, which I still love and use now even to this day. For contour, I'm going to use the Becca Lowlight Highlight Perfecting Palette. I wish I knew how to contour when I was this age. I think it would have changed my life. Tiny bit of highlight. I'm going to use my favourite. It's the Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter. I've hit pan on this, guys. That's how much I love it. Contour my nose a little bit. Oh no. Also, you have to remember that YouTube wasn't really a thing, and there definitely weren't any makeup tutorials on there. It was all like cat videos. I think we did well for what we had. Right, and for the finishing touch, the lips, I think you all know what's coming here. Concealer. Concealer lips were all the rage. Here we go, here we go. I don't know why I ever thought this looked good. I'm going to add a tiny bit of Barry M lipstick to my lips. I used to love Barry M back in the day as well. I literally had all of their lipsticks. This is the shade 165 because I did used to like my neon baby pinks. Right, for hair, I didn't used to do anything with it apart from back comb. So that is what we're going to do today. Here we go. This is so bad for your hair. My hair hasn't actually changed that much since these days. It was bleach blonde. I was like the only girl in school to have bleach blonde hair, but silver shampoo and purple toner was not around, so it was kind of yellow. It was a horrible colour, but I thought it was well cool because I was the only one that bleached my hair back in the day. My mum used to do it for me. So this is something I would definitely have worn when I was a scene kid. An oversized like checked shirt. I loved tartan. Fishnet tights. Always. Ripped jeans, normally would have been a bit baggier than this. Studded belt, bit of lace, and yeah, this face. I really hope you enjoyed this video and had a good old laugh at my expense. If you recreate it, I would absolutely love to see. Be sure to tweet me a picture or leave a link down below. Have a lovely week, and I will see you on Wednesday for my weekly vlog. Mwah!